Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be reacting to The Babies. I think this is my third or fourth Babies reaction I've done. This is by Platinum Black. James, I think that's his name. Platinum Black. And he writes very long comments, and he's a Babies fan. So we're going to do another Babies song. They are The Babies spelled incorrectly, as is the, it's not babies. No. It's babies. Okay, let's hear what this is all about.
I was so lonely until I met you. Told myself I'd get by without love.
I like his red hair.
Drowning my sorrows, avoiding tomorrows. Kind of felt that I just had enough.
I like the keyboard rig.
You light up my face with your jokes and your smiles, and the way that you came every night. Don't know what you got, but I'm sure glad I found you. Could be wrong, but it sure feels right. And here I am. I'm back on my feet again. Here I am. I'm back on my feet again. Surprised at myself for the way that I feel. So happy that you're here with me. Some women I've known have left me with nothing, but I guess that was just meant to be. And here I am.
I like the jumpsuits.
I'm back on my feet again.
Good harmony vocals. It's like Journey. They're like as good as Journey. Nice, a rock bridge. We love a good bridge. Nice vibrato on that guitar. I love the synthesizer. Nice. Back on my feet again. That's a great song. I mean, it reminds me of a lot of like late 70s and 80s rock anthems. They're just as good as Journey. You know, that song is almost as good as like Don't Stop Believing, honestly. It has a very similar structure to Don't Stop Believing. Back on my feet again. It's kind of like the Don't Stop Believing. And, just keep repeating the same main thing. Don't stop believing. Yeah, so I actually really like the song, and I think they're really good. I love the synthesizer dude. His keyboard rig's cool. The drummer's rig is insane. They sound good. They had like vibrato in the tone of the guitar. Yeah, jump. Exactly. It sounds like Jump. Yeah, exactly. It sounds like Journey. Jump. Right? That's who does that. Or is that Van Halen? Jump. Van Halen. Jump. Right? It sounds like any other good 80s, late 80s, kind of late 70s to 80s rock, mass rock, appealing rock kind of stuff. Really good. So it's interesting that they're not immortalized the way, these other bands were that we still talk about from the 80s, AC/DC, I guess Van Halen, Jump. That sounds just like it. Journey, whatever, like all those bands that are really famous still. But the Babies, no one ever talks about the Babies. So hey, that's what my channel is all about. I do the weird stuff that everyone else is like, why would I react to something that no one even likes? You know what I mean? People like it. It's just some things die out. I just even see that from my generation. There were some people who were so big in the 2000s, and then you never heard from them again. You know what I mean? Like they were big, multi-albums and everything. And then they just kind of, no one ever listened to them again. Some people, though, they stay and they keep touring forever. So they just are okay. They're able to do that. But some people, either the band breaks up or they had a few good songs, then they couldn't write another song. Drug addiction. I don't know. There's just a lot of reasons bands break up. Bad management. Like that's what happened to Badfinger, right? Bad management that then they unalived themselves or whatever because they lost all their money. So yeah, there's just interesting things so I find the Babies is a song that's very, very good. This song, Back on My Feet Again, it's as good as Van Halen Jump. Could have been just as much of a pop hit with universal appeal that could have been performed at like cover band stuff now, but nobody does it. So it's just an example of, hey, cover bands, why don't you take this song and do it? Because you could really make it your own since people don't have a preconceived notion about it. This would be a good song for a cover band to do because it's good, it's simple enough that you could do it. And I think it would go very well. Okay. So I think that will wrap up today. Let's wrap up the Babies. So just so you know, let me show you guys everything you need to know about how to request. So on my Linktree, you can browse what's already on the queue. You can then put in a reaction here. These are the tip options. Okay, reference your tip in the form, or else I assume you didn't tip. Okay. And again, I see the tips come in, so I also know when I get an alert and I get an alert. Like, form has been modified, tip. I'm like, great. Okay. But if you just put in a tip and it's not on my form, because it could be days before or weeks before I get to it on the form. If it wasn't put on the form, it doesn't exist to me. Okay. It's invisible. You won't even know. And then Patreon members have early access and uncensored videos. Like sometimes YouTube makes me blur a screen or crop an entire song or something like that. So Patreon, there's no censorship, and the community, it's kind of smaller and close knit, so it's easier for me to kind of stay in contact with everybody and be attentive, so I'd say. And then, to find this link, if you're ever like, I don't know how to find the link, I'm just a boy, I don't know anything. The link is up here, right there, at the top of my profile, okay? That link right under my picture, okay? That'll get you to my Linktree, and the Linktree is always the accurate thing. I realized when I first started this, I'm like, if you start using individual links on everything, then when something changes, you have to go back to every single thing you're on and change all the links. I'm like, that's terrible. Instead, you have one Linktree, and then all the links I can organize from Linktree, and then that way I don't have to go through every single website that I'm linking to and change every one. So that's why Linktree is a brilliant invention. Okay, I love it. So that's how you can even get on the spreadsheet. And then let's mark that off right there. Yeah, so that's now marked off. So this is the queue of reactions. That was kind of like, I don't know, I did the wrong Crimson Glory video, but then on the other hand, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this one because he put in like 3 Crimson Glories and then I chose one, but whatever. I don't know if that one's going to get done unless I get more tip because I love it. But again, time. I have to make money while I'm youngish, okay? Because then one day you're old and too tired and then you can't. So I have to unfortunately in this capitalist society, I have to make money. Otherwise it's just a hobby and I don't have time to just have an expensive hobby. So Altamont Festival, that's like an entire documentary. I'd love to do that at some point. But for the Babies, I think I'm gonna have to make a Babies playlist, which is like obscure because I have like a Beatles playlist. Obviously they have like dozens and dozens of albums. I have a Rolling Stones playlist because obviously they have like dozens and dozens and hundreds of songs in their catalog. But to make a Babies playlist, I'm kind of like, Do I need to? I might just put it on like my, I don't know if they're 70s or 80s. I just have to look up. I think some of their stuff is 70s and some is 80s. I think it's all 78-ish. So I don't know if they made it past 81. If so, they're going on the 70s playlist. If they did make it into the 80s, depending on the song, I might move them into the 80s playlist. I don't know if I can justify having a playlist of the babies. Maybe. I mean, playlists are free, so why am I being hoarding about it? It's just that they get cluttery. The only reason I wouldn't is that it's a lot of clutter. Because then under my playlist page, you have to go through a lot. If I make a playlist for every single little artist, then like I have a Zappa playlist because I have like 40 Zappa videos, maybe 30. I have a lot. It got a little bit excessive. Ren, you don't even want to know my Ren playlist. Ren is like a lot. So yeah. Okay, so let's wrap the baby's reaction. So thanks for requesting that, Platinum Black 38, aka James, who does write the longest comments on my YouTube channel. You will find them in the comment section. You'll know who he is because the comments will be this big, and he uses bolding and stuff. He uses like he formats them, so you'll know when you see a Platinum Black comment. So okay, let's wrap that recording.